My baby.
African. Hi. Hi. What to do? It's not Saturday. Saturday.
Good evening, everyone. I welcome you to today's session. My name is Olubukola R.B. Agbalaya, and I'm doing this for my friend and, of course, for you. I've been under the weather for some days now, but I have to come out for my friend and for you. And what this means is I need your full attention. I need you to participate in order to make my effort worth it. So if you can hear me, kindly let me know in the chat room. If you can hear me clearly, whether you're on YouTube or on Zoom, let me know in the chat room. Okay, thank you, Diction. I'd like to hear from 2 or 3 more. If you can hear me clearly, kindly let me know in the chat room. Delete, I will thank you. Rabiat, thank you. Okay, in case you do not know, this is a paid class. And like I said earlier, I am only doing it for my friend and for you. So again, I need you to be attentive. I need you to participate and do not leave until we are done. Because ordinarily, I'm supposed to just be sleeping on my bed. So today's webinar is titled Elevate Your Diction. And in this webinar, I will be exposing you to 3 things. So before I go ahead, I'd like you to quickly retrieve your pen, get your book, get a bottle of popcorn and bottled water. I have bottled water here. I cannot take a bottle of popcorn because I have a cold. But if you do not have a cold like me, if you do not have a cold, get a bowl of popcorn or biscuits and water. So in today's class, I will share with you a 3-step formula that will enhance your diction. Now, I always like to say that My unique selling point is you speaking with proper diction without faking it. What I will be teaching you tonight would help you to speak with fluency, eloquency, confidence, and most importantly, naturalness. That faking will not be there if you follow my lessons. If you stick to it, I promise you, you would sound well. Excuse me. You will sound well without sounding fake. That is my selling point. So I'll wait a second again for you to get ready. Pick your pen, your book, a bottle of popcorn, and most importantly, bottled water. So I would like you to consider this scenario. Consider if you were paid more money for something just because of how you sound. Let's assume you are a teacher, a banker, a professional, whatever career you find yourself. So imagine somebody is paying you more for that same thing you've been doing for years just because of how you sound. Or imagine you landed a dream job. Let's assume there are few people here that do not have a job at the moment. And you have submitted CVs everywhere, yet no one called you back. But imagine you're able to get a job, not just a job now, a dream job, without you submitting your CV or even attending an interview. The only reason why you got the job is because you speak English fluently. But imagine you speak so flawlessly and rhythmically in your Nigerian accent. Remember I stated earlier, what differentiates me from other diction instructor out there is the realness, no faking of accent. I love my Nigerian accent. And I would gladly remain using my Nigerian accent while I pronounce my words correctly. So imagine in your Nigerian accent, your clients or your students, they're able to fall in love with you. You know what they say, before anyone can buy into what you're selling, they have to buy into you first. So people have to love you first before they love whatever you're selling. So imagine you're able to get more people to love you because of how you sound. I know some of you will not believe this because, of course, I didn't believe it at first too, until I experienced it. And I have not just experienced it, I have had thousands of clients, home and abroad, experience this same scenarios I have presented to you. And I'm sure if you go through this, you will be able to experience it too. So today, I will be sharing with you the exact formula that I shared with a trained newscaster who was working as a teacher at the time when I met her. But after she implemented all that I taught her, she got a job with one of her favorite TV networks. This is the same formula I used for myself, the same formula I have been using for my clients, over hundreds of them, in fact, thousands of them. So this is her, Esther Kalu. She sent this in 2019, excuse me. Do not mind my pace. I'm just trying to do this. I do not want to disappoint. So this is feedback from Esther Kalu. She was the person I met in 2019 who was working as a teacher at the time. But of course, she was a trained broadcaster, trained journalist before then. But she couldn't get a job at any of the TVs or even radio stations until she worked on how she sounded, and she got that job with ease. She sent this in 2019. Then fast forward to last year, 2023. I took this particular one on LinkedIn last year, sometime in 2023. If you go over to this part, you'll see that she says, why I waited for the media breakthrough. I attended various training sessions, one of which included the Diction coach training. Thanks to Olubukola R.B. Agbalaya, who mentioned an offer at Core TV. She finally connected me. You might be wondering why I connected her. Before I met Esther, I went to visit a friend in our office at the TV station. While we were conversing, the head of news walked in and asked, would you like to be on the news? I didn't pay attention to his question because I didn't come here for a job. I only came to visit my friend. He asked again. And then my friend was like, oh, he's talking to you. And I replied, oh, I would love to, but then I do not want to. I didn't take the offer. So fast forward to when I met Esther. She's already a trained journalist, which means she can do the job. The only thing hindering her was how she sounded. And she was able to go through our course as well. And she has very tangible result improvement. So I was able to mention her to them, and boom, she got the offer. So what I'm trying to say here is Esther was able to got the offer because she followed through and she experienced desired improvement with the same formula I'm about to share with you. So some of you might have previously undergone diction trainings. Some of you might even be diction instructors right here. And yet you wanted something different. You want to see what other people are doing, or you want to experience the desired improvement in your speech. I would say that one of the reasons why you haven't experienced that desired result is because you didn't follow proven formula. Take note of that word, follow. So today, I'm going to share with you that proven formula that would help you to be able to speak well, not just speaking well, but of course, retaining your Nigerian accent such that you're not sounding fake. So what is that proven formula that would help you enhance your diction? And not just enhance your diction, but of course, it would help you get profit. I love to say that when you transform your spoken English, it has lots of goodie bags for you. Once you transform it and you showcase it, it is when you do not showcase it that it doesn't bring those goodie back. So here is the formula. I call that formula Dick Claire. If you're learning, please type Dick Claire in the chat room. If you're on YouTube or you're on Zoom, type Dick Claire in the chat room. Whether you are on YouTube or you're on Zoom, type Dick Claire in the chat room. Thank you, Rabiat. Constant, thank you. Oyedele, thank you. Unique, thank you. T Diction, thank you. So what exactly is Dick Claire? Let's get to it. What is Dick Claire? Today, I'm just going to talk about the first letter in Dick Claire. And the D in that acronym stands for Diction Fundamentals. Diction Fundamentals. So Diction Fundamentals serve as the building blocks for clear and effective communication. I like to always say that when you skip Diction Fundamental and you move to other things that help you speak well, then you will sound like Geneva. Some of us watched that that series of Geneva where she struggled with English and all that. And then when she traveled to America, she returned, she was trying to copy their accent, and she sounded so fake and even worse than she used to be. So if you do not want to sound fake and worse than you used to be, then diction fundamental is key. So under diction fundamentals, there are 3 steps. So today I'll try to cover some of these steps, maybe not everything. So let's start with step 1, clear articulation. Step 1 talks about clear and precise articulation. A lot of times we feel like speaking with proper diction has to do with speaking too fast. It has to do with being smooth or rushing your words. No. The first thing you need to pay attention to if you want to speak English properly without sounding fake is to make sure you speak clearly and precisely, such that people do not say things like, "Can you come over that again? I can't hear you. What did you say?" etc. So how do you get clear and precise articulation? To get clear and precise articulation, you need to understand that the English sounds are quite different from the English letters. What I mean here is the English sounds and the English letters do not have a great relationship. So oftentimes we say that the letters of the alphabet are not phonetics in nature, especially the vowel sounds. So for example, in English, we have just 5 vowel letters. But when it comes to sounds, these 5 vowel letters can make about, not even about, over 20 vowel sounds. Because should we add the triphthong to it, that's about 25 vowels. So how did 5 vowel letters make 20 vowel sounds? That's a lot, right? But then it's quite simple to learn and master. So learning and mastering it is what would help you, not just the vowel sound, of course, but of course the consonant sounds as well, to have that clear and precise articulation. Now look at these words on the board. Look at these words on the screen. The first word is pronounced. I need you to watch my mouth, because when you pronounce words, you need to pay attention to what your speech organs are doing. So the first word here is rightly pronounced angry. Angry. I opened my mouth wide. Angry. The second word here, it has the letter H sound. And of course, the letter U here makes a different sound from the letter A. Nigerians, we would usually say hungry. That's not the right pronunciation. The right pronunciation is hangry. Hangry. The vowel in the first sound makes this sound. The letter A there makes this A sound, while the letter U here makes this other sound. Now, these 2 sounds are usually often mispronounced because they sound alike. In fact, I like to always categorize the vowel sounds. I say they are families. So these 2 vowel sounds, they come from the same family. But of course, there's still a bit of difference. Even twins have a bit of difference. And the differences lies in the manner of articulation, how you articulate them. So watch my mouth again. The first one here, it is mostly, not all the times, take note of my words, mostly produced by letter A. And is usually sounded ah. You need to open your lips wide enough and produce the sound ah. Angry. This other one here also sounds like ah, but then the manner of articulation is different. So for this, do not open your mouth wide. Open it a bit and say ah, 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 ah. This is not a closed sound and it's not an open sound. It's more of a mid sound. Ah, 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 ah. So for me to pronounce this word, the H must be heard. So I go hungry. Excuse me. Now let's go to the next two pair of words. The first is cheap. This has the CH sound. And we have sheep. This has the SH sound. Shh. Many times we mispronounce these two words. In fact, my dad is one of those who mispronounces these two words. So how do you articulate these two words? For the CH sound, the ch sound, you need to put your teeth together and release the air suddenly. This way, ch, cheap. While the other one, you put your teeth together as well. But this time, make sure you're releasing the sound slowly. Release it gradually. Sheep, cheap, sheep. So the next time you want to pronounce the CH and SH sound, if you're one of those who struggles with these two sounds, for the CH sound, put your teeth together and release the sound suddenly. Cheap. This release the sound slowly. Sheep. I hope that's clear. If that is clear, let me know in the chat room. If that is clear, please let me know in the chat room, whether you're on Zoom or you are on YouTube. Let me know if you got the explanation between the CH and SH articulation. Thank you, Unique and Oyedele. Okay, so the last sound that we have, the last pair of words that we have on that slide, excuse me. Excuse me. So the last pair of words that we have on the clear and precise articulation is bird and bed. As Nigerians, we do not know the difference between these two words. We pronounce them the same way. We say bed, bed. So what's the difference? Looking at the spelling, you realize that the first sound and the last sound are the same. So the difference is mainly in the middle sound and the vowel sound. So the IR in the first sound makes the sound. Americans articulate it as So we go bird. Americans go bird. While the second word remains bed, just like we are familiar with. So let's practice all these words together. Remember, clear and precise articulation. And to do that, each sound in these words must be articulated the way they should be articulated. Say after me, watch my mouth. Angry, hangry, cheap, sheep, bird, bed. Very well done. So like I said earlier, for you to articulate your words well, you must learn the English sound. And on my screen here, I have the IPA chart. This chart contains all the sounds except the tritone. It has the consonant sounds and the vowel sounds. The consonant sounds are 24. Remember, the consonant letters are just 21. But we have additional 3 consonant sounds. So we have 24 consonant sounds. While for the vowels, we have 20 vowel sounds. Remember, they are different from the 5 vowel letters. So 5 vowel letters aren't wrong. 21 consonant letters aren't wrong. They are correct. But of course, we do not use the letters when speaking. We use the letters when we want to write or we want to spell. When it comes to speaking, reading, pronouncing, excuse me. We need the sounds. And for the sounds, we have 24 consonant sounds and 20 vowel sounds. So while we talked about those pair of words that I explained earlier, we have mentioned some of them. We have mentioned the ch sound as in CH and the sh sound as in SH. Please, can you see my spotlight on the screen? If you can see my spotlight on the screen, let me know. If you can see my spotlight on the screen, let me know. Okay. Can you see my spotlight on the screen? Okay, Oyedele, thank you. It seems Oyedele is the only one here and Constant. Are we just 2 people here? There are 16 people. I'd like to get at least 5 responses before I move ahead. My time is as important as yours, so if there are not too much people, it's as good as no hosting this. I will not continue until I have 5 responses. I won't continue until I have 5 responses. Okay, it's getting better now. So please, let's participate. Like I said, I am under the weather. I'm supposed to just be sleeping. I'm doing this for you in order not to disappoint. So please, as much as your time is important, my time is important, and my knowledge is far more important, please. Thank you. So talk about the consonant sounds. There are 20 consonant sounds. So let's try and see if we can talk about some of them. Now, the first consonant sound here, those consonant sounds are the ones with the yellow background. The ones with the ash background are the vowel sounds. So the first consonant sound we have here is P. P. We can have it in words like purse, purse. The sound we have in bird is the same vowel sound that we have in purse. So you don't say my pess. A lot of Nigerians say pess. It's not pess. It's a long sound. Let me spell that word. U and R in that word makes the long vowel sound. This sound here, and it sounds purse. Americans articulate it as so you can also say purse, but never say pest. Never say shed, best. Those words, no. In case you do not know, when you have letter R after one vowel sound, many times, not all the times, it makes a long vowel sound. We call that R control. R control. This is what I mean by R control. It's spelled this way, R controlled. Americans pronounce that letter as R. So you can say R controlled or R controlled. British says R. So we don't say pest because the R here makes it a long sound. So you either say purse, American articulation, or purse, British articulation. Now the next consonant sound we have here is B. B, b. You can have it in words like balloon, balloon, not balloon. Balloon, not balloon, balloon. You can have it in bulb, boat, not boat. Now this word boat, the vowel sound in that word is this vowel sound here, O. And I like to call this sound the classy sound. If you are a woman here and you want to start sounding classy, then you should pay attention to how you use this word. The word balloon has two O's. Pardon my spelling error. So it has two O's. I've included the second. So if you are a lady or a woman here, you want to take advantage of this sound. Please watch my mouth. It's articulated O. O. So you go boat. It's a glide sound. Gliding means going slowly from the first sound to the second sound. If you look at the symbol, you realize it has two symbols. It has the and the O. So you need to go slowly from the to the O. So you go O, as in show, so, boat, window, go. So henceforth, you don't want to say go over there. You want to say go over there without changing your voice or faking your accent. You will sound better. Go over there. Oh, let's go on the boat, not let's go on the boat. So when it comes to diction, you do not have to change your voice. You do not have to talk robotic. Your authenticity can remain there while you articulate your words clearly. Now the next sound is t, t. You can have it in words like television, television. You can have it in turtle and tortoise. Those two words, turtle, turtle is spelled this way, and tortoise is spelled this way. So it's not tortoise, it's tortoise and turtle. Tortoise and turtle. The next sound is D. You can have it in words like daughter. For reason like daughter, not daughter. Data. Now that word data can be pronounced data, it can be pronounced data. It depends on what you're talking about. The next sound, we had talked briefly about this sound earlier, and it is the ch sound. Ch sound. You can have it in words like cheese, chess, teacher. Remember the logic there. Put your teeth together and release it suddenly. Ch, teacher, watch. What other words can we have? Much, chop, eat a steam. Now, when we talk about this sound, not all the times will CH make the sound. In fact, for all of these words, or for all of these sounds, I said earlier that the letters of the alphabet are not phonetics in nature. The letters of the alphabet will not always make one sound. They can make different sounds. When we talk about the consonant sounds, some of them can even decide to be silent in words. Excuse me. So consider this word, machete. When you spell that word, it has CH in it, but the CH in the word sounds like SH, machete. Chef, crash, all these words and many more The CH in them sounds like SH. Say after me, machete. Remember the SH sound? You need to release the sound slowly. Machete, chef, crush. It's different from the CH sound that you need to release suddenly. Cheese, chest, intimacy. The next sound that we have is the J sound. J. This is the sound that you have in June, July, not July. It's July. Talking about July, that's my birth month. July, not July. July. January, not January. January. You do not say January. The letter A in that word sounds A. It makes the sound January, not January. And the next sound is K. K. We can have it in words like car. Americans will pronounce it as car. You can have it in cabot, not combat. Cabot. Cabot. Cap. Cap. C-U-P has this sound. I had differentiate between, excuse me. I had differentiate between these two sounds earlier. C-U-P has the sound, cap. You do not open your mouth well. Why C-A-P has the sound, cap. Then the last consonant sound in this roll is G, as in go. Go has this vowel sound, O. I talked about this vowel sound earlier. Go. Can have it in gurgle. The water gurgles down the drain. Gurgles. You can have it in good. Good morning, not good morning. The word good, G-O-O-D, has this vowel sound. You can see it here. Good. This vowel sound, for you to articulate it rightly, your mouth needs to form almost a spherical shape. Oh, and it's a short sound. Oh, oh, oh. Good. The way an average Nigerian will say the letter O. An average Nigerian will pronounce this letter here as O. That is the sound. O. The right way to pronounce this letter is O. If I want to spell this word, I will say C-O-N-T-R-O-L-L-E-D. So this letter is rightly pronounced O. But the way an average Nigerian will pronounce it as O, that is the sound here. O. So you have it in words like good, good, cook, etc. So please say after me. P, purse, B, bird, T, tortoise, D, daughter, Ch, cheese, J, July, K, cupboard, not cupboard, G, go. Now the next row we have as in fish. It's not fish, it's fish. Fish. I can see the fish. Fish, not fish. You can have father, not father. Father. The vowel in father is this vowel here. It's a long vowel. That is the vowel in the first syllable. Father has two syllables, fa and the. So the vowel in the first syllable has the R sound. Here is the R sound. So you go fa, excuse me. No, the TH here makes this sound, the. It sounds like a D sound. It sounds like this sound. But for you to articulate it rightly, your tongue has to be in between your upper teeth and your lower teeth. The. So you go, father. My father is young. Not my father is young. My father is young. So you'd agree with me that speaking well, speaking eloquently, isn't about faking your accent, isn't about rushing your word. It's about one, clear articulation. When you articulate your words well, then people would love to listen to you because you would not even have to stress them in understanding what you're saying. Plus, it is so sweet to their hearing. Now, the next sound here is we can have it in video, not video, video, voucher, volume, vehicle, etc. Now, this is also a TH sound. TH has two sounds. You'd agree with me that as Nigerians, when we want to pronounce words with TH, sometimes we pronounce it as a T and sometimes we pronounce it as a D. Now, we are almost right about the pronunciation. It's just one little thing that we're missing out. So I need you to listen well for that thing we're missing out. And that is the position of your tongue. Excuse me. What we are missing out is the position of your tongue. When you want to pronounce words with TH, not all of them, of course, there are some of them that do not follow these sounds. There are exceptions. But for those that are not exceptions, a normal TH sound, we want to articulate them. Those words that as a Nigerian, you pronounce as a T, you need to put your tongue in between your upper teeth and your lower teeth and say the T sound. So you go this way. Normally, if you want to say the T sound, you will not put your tongue out. You would just say tss, as in think. And of course, think when you spell it has T and H. So for you to pronounce it rightly, put your tongue out and still say the tss sound. So you go think, think. Another example is math. An average Nigerian will say maths. And an average Nigerian want to pronounce this word, he will end up saying this word, math. When an average Nigerian want to say this word, it might end up saying this or even this. So for you to pronounce it rightly, put your tongue outside and say the T sound, math, bath. But for the second TH, those are TH words that an average Nigerian articulate like a D. You can have something like smoothie. An average Nigerian will pronounce it as smoothie. Something like this. An average Nigerian will pronounce this as bade. Bade. Something like this. An average Nigerian will pronounce this word as D, just letter D, D, or let's say spelled this way. But for you to rightly pronounce it, you need to put your tongue outside in between your upper teeth and your lower teeth and say the D sound. So you go smoothie, bathe, the. Now this word here, TH, has three pronunciations. But of course, I cannot talk about that now. Let's talk about the exceptions of TH words. Like I said earlier, sometimes you see a word that has TH and yet it's not being articulated as TH. It's not sounding as or the. Sometimes when you have TH in the name of a person or a place, not all names. For example, the name Matthew, the TH sounds Matthew. But in the word Esther, the TH sounds Esther because the H is silent. However, Americans sometimes say Esther, but British, the H is silent. Another word is Thomas. In the word Thomas, it has TH, but the H is silent. So we articulate it as Thomas. Thames. a name of a place, etc. So sometimes TH will not be articulated as any of these sounds because the H is silent. Now the next sound is, we can have it in bass. Now many times when we have letter S in between two vowel letters, people usually change the S to a Z. You hear them say things like basic. No, not all the times. Yes, sometimes the S between two vowel letters can change to a Z, as in rose. But in bass, the S does not change. The S remains base, basic. While in rose, the S changes to Z. So you need to know when the S retains its sound and when it changes to a Z. The next sound that we have is sh, as in shall. We already talked about the sh and the ch. For the sh sound, we release the sound slowly. Sh, shall, rush, etc. Then the last consonant sound on this roll is j, j. Now, when we have SION after a vowel sound or after letter R, SION sounds j. You know, in Nigeria, we pronounce all SION word as shun. We say television. Of course, television is correct because television has two pronunciations. We say vision. Vision is wrong because there is a vowel before the SION. So when we have words that end in SION, if there is a vowel sound before the SION will sound j. Also, if there is letter R before SION will sound j. For example, if I have the word excursion, and the word excursion, I have letter R before SION. So because of the letter R, SION will sound j, excursion. Another example, vision. And the word vision, I have a vowel sound before SION. So because of the vowel, SION will sound j, vision. So if I want to read a sentence like the vision and mission and clear, you realize that vision, mission, they do not sound the same, even though they both end in SION. Why? Because the sound that we have before the SION differs. Here we have a vowel sound, so it sounds vision. Here we have a consonant sound, and the consonant sound is not letter R. Remember, if it was letter R, we will say that the SION will sound je. So if I read that sentence, I go, the vision and mission aren't clear. The vision and mission aren't clear. If this is clear, please let me know in the chat. If it's clear, please write clear. If you understand the SION articulation, please write clear in the chat. Thank you. The feedback is better now. Good. So let's go over all these sounds on this roll again. The first, as in fish, father. The second, as in video. You still have it in vision. The third, the TH sound that sounds like T. We call it the voiceless TH sound or unvoiced TH sound. Think. You can also have it in bath, math. The. You can have it in bathe, the, smoothly. You can have it in base, basic, taxi, Texas, December, etc. We can have it in rose, zebra or zebra, buzz, raise, etc. Sh, and have it in shall, mission, yes, sorry, and sound sh, mission. And we have j, as in vision, television, excursion, etc. So let's move to the last role on the consonant sounds. And that is, the first on that role is as in man, madam. Talk about madam. I hope you know that when you're talking to your mother, that is the only time you can use the word ma. According to the dictionary, ma is a special word for your mother. So if you're talking to any other woman that ain't your mother, you can say madam. Madam is formal, and you can say ma'am. Ma'am, informal. So we also have the sound as a now. Yes, talk about now. A lot of people do not know the difference between now and noun. The first one, now. Now, it has ow. The last sound is ow. Now. Or the second word, it has the n at the end. It has now. You need to add n. Okay, this one is not silent. So you can say something like, define noun now. The difference is this has an at the end, this doesn't have a. They both have the beginning, same beginning sound and same vowel sound. But this one has an ending sound, different from the vowel sound. This doesn't have a consonant sound. Now the next sound is Now these three sounds are nasal sound. Nasal is spelled N-A-S-A-L, not nasal. Nasal, N-A-S-A-L. Nasal means you need your nose to articulate the sound properly. So if you are articulating it rightly, you're going to feel a weight on your nostril. We usually have it when we have N and G, when there is letter G after letter N, or N and K. So if you have words like tongue, the U and E in tongue is silent. So the NG in that word sounds tongue. Show me your tongue. Not show me your tongue. Show me your tongue. Tongue. You can also have it in king. The king can sing. The king can sing. Not the king can sing. You don't say the g. The king, not king. Do not say the g. Now, also when you have N and K, like bank, like sting. Now, for N and K, the K will be heard, but of course the N sounds Say after me, tongue. Make sure you're not saying tongue. Don't say g. Tongue. King. Bank. Stink. Now the next sound is, now this sound is a very important sound because when you add it to words that start with vowel, it becomes a speech deficient. We call that H-factor. When we talk about H-factor, we have H affectation and HD affectation. H affectation is when you add H to words that do not have H. So say, for example, you want to say the word apple, and you're saying apple, and you're saying apple. Or you want to say the word egg, and you're saying egg. Or you even want to say the word hour. In the word hour, the H is silent. But you do not silence the H. You're pronouncing the H, you're saying hour. That is wrong. That is H affectation. Now, HD affectation is when you are removing H from where you should have H. In the word have, the H is not silent. but you're saying have. In the word hospital, the H is not silent, but you're saying hospital. In the word husband, the H is not silent, but you're saying husband. So you need to try to avoid these two. Do not add H where you do not have H, and do not remove H where you have H. So if you find yourself adding H where you're not supposed to add H, you find yourself saying apple, egg, what you should do is to take deep breath when you want to, is to hold your breath instead, rather. Hold your breath when you want to pronounce words that start with vowel letters. So when you want to pronounce words that start with vowel letters, hold your breath, because when you articulate this sound, you're taking a deep breath. You're saying, so when you hold your breath, it prevents you from taking that deep breath while you say apple, egg, hour. But if you find yourself removing H from words that's supposed to have H, you need to identify those words that should have H. That is, those words that have H and the H and silent. And you need to practice tongue twisters. You can also practice tongue twisters for H affectations. I hope that helps. Now the next sound is oo, as in laugh, laugh, etc. So in the word laugh, we have this sound in that word, laugh. It's a short sound, laugh. But in the word laugh, when you laugh, you have the long R sound, laugh, laugh. So laugh is spelled L-A-U-G-H, the one with the long sound. My job is to make the love of my life laugh every day. My job is to make the love of my life laugh every day. Did you see that? Now the next sound is r. Now, a lot of people struggle with these two sounds. Now the difference between them is, for this, you need to roll your tongue. R. For this, you're not rolling your tongue. So if you find out that you always say when you want to say you need to practice tongue twisters that have lots of sound and keep rolling your tongue. The more you do it, the better you become. So you have words like red, river, restroom, restaurant, etc. The next sound is w, w, as in window, window, window. The first syllable in window has this vowel A. Win, not win. It's not the E. Excuse me. It's not the E. It's the A sound. Window. Window. Wet. Worship. Worship. Americans go worship. And the last consonant sound is Y. Now this looks like letter J, but it's not letter J. It's Y, as in yes, yellow, yo-yo. So remember, it's a symbol, it's not a letter, so it's not letter J. It's Y, 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 not letter J. It's Y. Sorry. It's Y, Y, not letter J. Okay, so let's practice the words again. So the first is ma, madam, mom, noun, noun, sing, tongue, king, van, sing, excuse me. The next, remember, do not add H sounds to words that start with vowel or words that have silent H. Say apple, egg, hour. The H in hour is silent. And do not remove H from words that have the H. Say have, hospital, not hospital, hospital, husband, love, laugh, river, restaurant, rich, window, winner, wet, yes, young, yo-yo. So these are all the consonant sounds. We have successfully learned all the consonant sounds. And like I said earlier, when it comes to clear articulation, your sounds play major role. If you're learning, I would like you to go to the WhatsApp group where you got the link to join the Zoom session to say how the session is going. I'd like to read your feedback in the WhatsApp group, not here. I'd like to read your feedback in the WhatsApp group. So I'll be in the WhatsApp group watching, reading your comments. Just tell me how it's going, if you'd like me to continue, if you'd recommend the class, if it's worth your time. I'm in the WhatsApp reading your comments. Yeah, I'm waiting for your comments in the WhatsApp group so we can proceed. Remember, we had just learned the consonant sounds. And on the clear and precise articulation, we have 3 steps. We are not even done learning the first step. We still have the second step and the third step. That is just for the D in the acronym DIC-CLEAR. The CLEAR has about 8 letters, and each of them has 3 steps. Each of them has 3 steps. So wait your feedback so we can proceed. Okay, I can read your comments. A lot of people says, please continue. It's interesting. I am learning. Yeah, thank you for the feedback. So now to the vowel sounds. I cannot go through all the vowel sounds. Interestingly, while I was teaching the consonant sounds, I mentioned randomly some of the vowel sounds. So let me just emphasize some of those that I mentioned, and we go to the next step. So I mentioned the A sound, A. This sounds like that letter, the first letter in the alphabet, this letter. The right way to say this letter is A. A. But you know, Nigerians, we would say A. So henceforth, that A that you're calling this letter is for this sound, and letter I makes this sound oftentimes. So that's why in phonics class, we'll usually say letter I sounds A. While this is rightly pronounced A. This is the symbol here. A. So if I'm saying the letters of the alphabet, I'll say A, B, C. I will not say A, B, C. I also mentioned the sound. This is the sound. Americans go You can have it in bird, first. It's not first. Church. It's not church. It's C. I also mentioned the sound. You need to open your mouth wide to articulate the sound. Ah, cat. For this, do not open your mouth wide. Say ah, as in cap, cat, love. Onion, not onion. Country, etc. I also mentioned the sound. Ah, this is a long sound. So if you look at the vowels, some of them have long sounds. Some of them have two dots. These two dots here means they are long sounds. What that means is when you see a word that has this sound, you need to make it long. So if you're saying this word, you need to say fa. The AR is making the R sound. So don't say fa. You should not say my church is far. It's my church is far. You do not say the bed is on the bed. You say the bird is on the bed. We also talked about the O sound, the classy sound. So you need to move slowly from this sound to this sound. So you go oh. So you go oh, as in show, over, go, road, load. Now the O sound is a glide sound. It's different from the long sound. The vowel sounds are divided into short sounds. The short sounds are the ones without the two dots. When you want to articulate them in words or even alone, you articulate them swiftly. E, O, ah, ah. You don't make it long. While the ones with the two dots, they are the long sounds. You make them long. Bird, ah, far. Then we have the glide sounds. The glide sounds are the ones that come in pair. They come in pair. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's what I mean by pair. So you go slowly from the first sound to the second sound. So you go, you go, A, not A. If this is clear, let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the chat room if this is clear. So we can move to step 2. You're finding it difficult to see the board. How? Okay, so the step 2 is pronunciation rules. Remember, we're still on the diction fundamental step 2. And diction fundamental is the first step out of the 8 letters that makes up my acronym. So step 2 under diction fundamental is pronunciation rules. Now, when we talk about pronunciation, there are some rules that you need to help you pronounce a word well. And one of them is the vowel length. I already talked about the vowel length. I already identified those with short sounds, those with long sounds, and those with glide. So when you're speaking, you're reading, you're conversing, it is important that you pay attention to the length of the vowel that you have in the word. So look at this first sentence. For me to read this first sentence, I have to identify the words that have the short vowels and those that have the long vowels. The first word here has a short vowel, can. This vowel here has the glide sound, I. Can I? Not can I, can I? The next word has a short vowel, I. Can I sit? Sit. Can I sit? This also have a short vowel. In fact, this is going to be reduced, but we cannot talk about vowel reduction now until we get to the third acronym in declare. So we're supposed to reduce this vowel here. So we go, can I certain, we also need to reduce the vowel in here. I said earlier, this word has 3 pronunciations. Now this one has a long vowel. Seed, can I sit on the seed? Can I sit on the seed? And the last word here also have a long vowel. Please. The S here sounds like a Z. Can I sit on the seat, please? Now you're asking a question. When you're asking a question, you expect it to use a rising tone, especially if the response you get from the question is either a yes or a no. Can I sit on the seat, please? Your answer will be yes, you can sit on the seat, or no, you can't sit on the seat. Now the second, she bought. I'm supposed to link to and the here together because they are similar sounds, but of course we've not learned that. So I'm just going to read it normally. She bought the pot, short sound. Bought has long sound. Port at the port. Port has a long sound as well. Americans will say port. Americans will say bird. She bought the port at the port. Americans will say she bought the port at the port. Did you get that? So vowel length is very important. Vowel length contributes to the rhythmic nature of English. Naturally, when we speak English, we do not speak in a flat tone. We don't say, can I sit on the seat, please? That is a flat tone. Can I sit on the seat, please? No. It goes something like this. Can I sit on the seat, please? I don't know if you can see my wavelength, my hand. There should be a rhythm, more like you're singing. But of course, you don't say something like, can I sit on the seat, please? No. There are rules to all of these things. She bought the port at the port. Not she bought the port at the port. No. That is you faking your accent, right? So let's move. Still under pronunciation rules, we have words with silent letters. Now in English, like I mentioned earlier, especially for the consonant sounds, sometimes you can decide not to say anything on a word. And we have some of them here. We have listen, not listen. I hear a lot of people say something like listen. The S here does not sound like Z. It sounds like S, listen. Wednesday, receipts, muscle, sandwich. I hope you're pronouncing wherever you are. Island, not island, it's land. Island. When you have L-A-N-D alone, it sounds land. But when it's a part of a word, it becomes land, vowel reduction. Cupboard, not cupboard and not cupboard. Cupboard. Knife. In American pronunciation, the R is not silent. Definitely, definite, definitely. Fam, fam. There's a difference between fam and thum. This is thum. Thum is different from fam. So do not mix them up. This is tum, that place where the deceased are kept. Tum, fam, fam. Salmon, castle, not castle. Answer, not answer. Answer, hour. Comfortable, not comfortable. The OR is silent. Comfortable. The A here becomes a shua. We reduce it. In some diction, is transcribed as a superscript, which means you can decide to make it silent. Comfortable. Scissors. Doubt. Could. Taste. Climb. You say after me, listen. Wednesday. Receipt. Muscle. Sandwich. Island. Cupboard. Knife. Definitely. Thumb. Sorry, fam. Tomb. Fam. Tomb. Salmon. Castle. Answer. Hour. Comfortable. Scissors. Doubt. Could. Excuse me. Taste. Climb. I hope this is clear. If it's clear, let me know in the chat. If this is clear, let me know in the chat. Now to the third step, under diction fundamentals. Juliet, you said no audio at your end. Maybe you didn't join with your audio. If you're finding it difficult to hear, you can just watch via YouTube. Okay, thank you. Now, connected speech pattern. Now, connected speech talks about how you pronounce words when they aren't alone. In English, the way you pronounce some words when they're alone is different from how you pronounce them when they are in between a sentence. So, for example, the sentences above is the first one is the car is faulty. Alone, the words will pronounce the car is faulty. But in the sentence, they won't be pronounced that way. The THE here will be pronounced the. When you have THE before a consonant, it sounds the. When you have it before a vowel, it sounds the. So because it's before a consonant, the C is a consonant, right? So you say the car. Now the letter R here, even though in British pronunciation, we do not articulate it, but when we have it in a sentence, the R there links to the next word if the next word starts with a vowel. So you say the car is, not the car is. So the R in car comes to the vowel sound before is. So when you read it together, R is, res. The car is faulty. The car is faulty. It is different from the car is faulty. Now, when you say the car is faulty, you aren't wrong. But of course, when people listen to you, you sound like an amateur. You sound like someone who's just learning. But when you link it, when you use what we call connected speech pattern, there are different types of linkings. It helps you sound like someone who has mastered the English pronunciation. The car is faulty. Another example, we have father and mother. This has a long vowel. This doesn't have a long vowel. This has that sound that you do not open your mouth well to pronounce. This sound. Mother. So if I want to read this, the R in father, because I have a vowel letter after father, because the word that I have next to father starts with a vowel letter, I have to link the R here with it. So I go fatheran, fatheran, mother. So let's assume the sentence is father and mother are sleeping. So I'm going to link the R in mother to the R again. Why? Because R also starts with vowel. Father and mother are sleeping. Father and mother are sleeping. Father and mother are sleeping. Yeah, father and mother are sleeping. Right? So still under connected speech, we also have intonation. Now, intonation talks about the changes in pitch when speaking. In English, like I mentioned earlier, you do not talk in a flat tone. You need to go up, down, up, down, up, down. Your pitch has to change at different intervals. But of course, you do not just change them. You need to learn how to change them. So in intonation, we have two major types of pitch changing. We have the falling and the rising. So for the falling intonation, according to textbooks, I had to say according to textbooks because I have a different opinion when it comes to intonation. To the diction queen, intonation is about your emotions. Intonation helps to tell whoever that is listening to you how you feel. Are you feeling tired, or you're feeling excited, or you're on cloud nine, or you feel irritated? So let's take a few examples. According to textbooks, when you're asking WH questions, you are expected to use the following intonation. WH questions are questions that start with WH words, like what, where, and of course the special WH word, how. So when you're asking a question to start with any of the WH words, you're expected to use the following intonation. So you say something like, what is it? What are you doing? What are you doing? So at the end of the question, your tone falls. What are you doing? Where have you been? A to C. Now, let's take those questions again with different emotions. So let's assume you're tired and you want to ask a WH question. You go, where have you been? I'm tired. Excuse me. It seems like you're using a rising intonation because you're tired and you're trying to emphasize something. And you're saying something like, what is your name? Right? So let's talk about rising tone. The rising tone, you're expected to use yes or no questions when you're asking yes or no questions. That is questions, and the person will reply with yes or no. You are expected to use a rising tone. For example, have you eaten today? Have you eaten today? Imagine you're tired and you're asking your daughter, have you eaten today? Have you eaten today? Falling intonation. So does it mean I'm wrong? No, I am not. So I like to tell my clients, do not hide your emotions because of intonation. But of course, when it comes to examination, you want to go with what we have in textbooks, dictionaries, what is laid out by the English authorities. But of course, when you listen to them often, you will realize that when it comes to connected speech, when they're just talking randomly, they do not pay attention to this because now it has to deal with they're trying to express what they feel at that time. So, for example, the statement "I love you," according to intonation, you're supposed to use a falling tone because it's a statement. So, if I come to you and I say something like "I love you," and I come to you and I say like "I love you," the second way, it seemed like a four-rise intonation. And to me, it sounded more authentic. If someone tells me, I love you, I might not believe, even if the person is accurate. But if someone says, I love you, four-rise intonation, I will believe, even if the person is lying. So intonation deals more about your emotions. But of course, according to what we have in books, when you're asking WH questions, when you're making a statement, when you're asking tag questions like didn't it, did she, wasn't it, you use falling tone. You use rising tone when you're asking yes or no questions. When you're greeted with titles, good morning, Miss Bridget. Good morning, Diction Queen. Good morning, Oyedele, etc. Now note, when you're mentioning people's name and it's not an English name, please retain the native rhythm, Oyedele. Not good morning, Oyedele. No, that is faking your accent, excuse me. Earlier when I introduced myself, I didn't say my name is Olubukolar Arbi Agbalaya or something like that. No, I didn't sound it that way. I said my name is Olubukola Arbi Agbalaya. Each language is important. So do not say because you started with English, then the Yoruba part there isn't important. It is. You need to respect the Yoruba language as well. Okay, so now let's move to the third part of the speech, connected speech, which is word stress. In English, there is what we call word stress. Word stress talks about articulating your words in a way that you are saying a part of the word louder, longer, and clearer. In English, when you have a word that has more than one syllable, you need to say a part louder, longer, and clearer. So for example, the word English, English, not English. English is flat. The right pronunciation is English. The first part has to be said louder, longer, and clearer. English. Another example is table. Many people say table. Table is flat. Remember, in English language, we do not speak flat. You need to say a part of that word louder, longer, and clearer. Table, table. So the first part, tay, is said louder, longer, and clearer. Table. So how do you know the parts that should be said louder, longer, and clearer? There are over 20 rules when it comes to word stress. But I'll talk about two of them. Now, the first says when you have a word that has two syllables, and the word is a noun or an adjective, you should stress the first syllable. When you have a word that has two syllables, for example, climate has two syllables, climate. Table has two syllables, table. Teacher has two syllables, teacher. Now, the word must have two syllables and it must be a noun. Climate is a noun. So because climate is a noun, the first syllable has to be said louder, longer, and clearer. It means we are stressing the first syllable. To stress a word, you need to say that part of that word louder, longer, and clearer. Now, the second part that you're not stressing, you will not say it loud, you will not say it long, you will not say it clearly. And for you to do that, you have to reduce the vowel there. Still falls back to vowel reduction. So the vowel here, instead of sounding will sound climate, not climate. You know, this is mate ordinarily. But because it's a part of this word, it sounds mut. Climate. Now, also, if you have a word that has two syllables and it's an adjective, you should also stress the first syllable. How do you stress it? By saying it louder, longer, and clearer. So this word has two syllables, spacious, and it's an adjective. So the first part that is written in capital letter has to be said louder, longer, and clearer. Spacious, shus, not shios, spacious. Now, what if the word has two syllables and it's a verb or a preposition? Then you have to stress the second syllable. An example is the side. Side is the part we're saying louder, longer, and clearer. So this part, we will not say it loud, we will not say it long, we will not say it clear. The side, side, the side. This is a preposition and it has two syllables. Require, require, not require. Require, require. I hope this is clear. Let me go over it again. Stressing a word means saying it louder, longer, and clearer. Now, there are different ways to stress a word. You need to learn the rules. So tonight we'll learn two rules. The first rule, if the word has two syllables and it's a noun or an adjective, you have to stress the first syllable. The second rule, if the word has two syllables, if the words have two syllables and maybe it's a verb or a preposition, then you should stress the second syllable. Now, take note, there are exceptions to these rules. I won't be able to talk about the exceptions tonight. So please say these words with me. Climate, spacious, knowledge, the side, require, very well. So that is it about stress. Now it's time for questions. I'm going to leave out just few minutes for questions. If you have questions, quickly type in your questions. If you have questions, please type in your questions. The paired vowel sound is called what, ma'am? I don't understand your question, Oyedili. Okay, while you're typing your question, I haven't seen any question. I'll proceed. While you're typing your question, though I haven't seen any question from my end, I will proceed. I do not know why you're finding it difficult to see the board, Alexander. The board is right here. Others can see it, I believe. Okay, so now that you know the first part of the formula, it is important to know the other part of the formula, right? Do you believe it's important to know the other part of the formula? Let me know if you're interested in knowing the other part of the formula. Let me know if there's anyone here that is interested in knowing the other part. Remember, we have Diction, that is 8 letters, and we have just learned the first letter. So we have the other 7 letters. If you'd like to learn the other 7 letters, you can please let me know in the comment if you like to learn the other 7 letters. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your feedback. Okay, T Diction Academy says yes. Brian says, ready, ma'am. Steven says, yes, ma'am. I can see 2 questions. I'll come back to that. I'd like to learn. Idili says that too. Okay. So let's proceed. Now, one good thing about this is you will not just learn the remaining part of my proven formula, but you will also master it. I like to always say that mastering is what will help you to become that speaker who impresses their listeners every time and everywhere. I love it when I go to somewhere and I speak. It gives me joy because I will sell myself. I know opportunities will come out. So I can speak to impress anyone every time and everywhere. Excuse me. How was I able to do that? I was able to do that by mastering. And so, for those of you that said you're interested, you will not just be learning as well, but you will be mastering. And for you to master that, all you need is 6 weeks. So if you desire to change how you speak positively in 6 weeks, then you should know and master my proven formula, which is Diction. Interestingly, you cannot Google Diction on Google because it's not something that I copied and pasted. It's something that I got from years of experience, from over 6 years of experience. So I have an academy that I named the Diction Mastery Academy. Now, at the Diction Mastery Academy, what we do is mainly to enhance your communication abilities to the point where your words command attention. We also help skyrocket your confidence, and we help to elevate your professional image to new heights. Inside the academy, we ensure personalized attention and closely track the progress and transformative journey of each participant, which makes our academy a highly sought-after opportunity for those eager to join. What this means is, at the academy, you're not just learning. You're learning, we're helping you master what you're learning, and we're giving each person in the academy personalized attention such that you can track your progress. This is how I started. This is how I sounded like. This is how I sound like now. This is what I want to sound like. What do I need to do next to sound like this? That is the importance of the academy. It's not just a diction class where you just learn, listen to voice notes and that all. No. You learn, you master. How do you master? Every day, Mondays to Fridays, you get access to our e-learning platform where you have a lessons that is less than 20 minutes. We understand that you have other things you do. You go to work, you have families. So some of these lessons are even less than 10 minutes. The longest one is less than 20 minutes. So you learn at your convenient time. You can learn in the midnight, you can learn in the morning, you can learn in the afternoon, any time of your choice. Now, each lesson has a task, a quiz that you need to submit via voice note or video to the assignment group. Now, between 6 p.m. every day, Mondays to Friday, the instructor comes to the assignment group to listen to your assignment and give personalized feedback. So we listen to each voice note. and we give feedback. We tell you, oh, you pronounced this one well, but you didn't pronounce this one well. That is because you didn't use this particular sound well. Try it again. Excuse me. Do it this way this time. Ensure your mouth is well opened. Ensure you're not opening your mouth. We give you tips to help you improve on that particular sound. So we do that every day. And on Saturdays, we meet on Zoom like this. Now, the Zoom is quite different from this because the 6 Weeks Academy Zoom allows each participant to speak. So during the Zoom session on Saturdays by 8 p.m., that is the only time you need to pay attention to. From Mondays to Friday, at your own convenient time, you can do whatever you want to do. So on the Zoom session, we allow you talk. We allow you what you have learned Mondays to Friday. We allow you give feedback on what you think you're struggling with. We give feedback on why you might be struggling with it, what you need to start doing, how you need to start to practice, etc. Every day. Now, aside from that, once in 2 months, we have what we call the conversational program. We come together to just have conversations around trending things using voice notes. We realize that many times when people enroll on a diction class, they do not have, the environment do not allow them to practice. So we create that environment for you where you can practice every month. Where we come together via voice note, we talk about random things. While we are doing that at the end, the instructor figure out what you have mispronounced, put it to your attention, and you learn how to have done that better. So here's what you would get in the 6-week Diction Master Academy. First, the e-learning platform. Second, you'll get 55 practical training sessions. Remember, you're mastering, you're not just learning. So what we have in the 6-week Diction Master Academy is practical. It's not just learning, we make it practical. So that the more you do it, the better you become. The more you do it, the better you become. You also get quizzes for stage knowledge assessment. You get 12 live training sessions with interactive engagement. Just like I said, via the Zoom sessions, we have breakout sessions where you learn, you practice with your mate. We also allow you to unmute your mic and ask questions and practice along. We also have private WhatsApp support group where you can lay complaints, you can submit your assignment, etc. Plus unlimited personal support from the Diction Point. In fact, it will tell you that personal support is a lot. And that is why we do not even take too much people on the academy, because we do not want a lot of people because of our time. So here's how it works. The step 1 is to register for the 6 Weeks Academy. Step 2 is to log in your member e-learning platform. Once you log in, you have access to watch the trainings and complete the quiz at your convenient time, any time of the day, Mondays to Fridays. And step 4, on Saturdays by 8 p.m., you jump on live sessions with me and tell me, or you ask me any questions, challenges. We review it together, we practice together, and we tell you what you need to start doing henceforth. So to join the 6 Week Diction Master Academy, you need just $65, and that's about 90,000 Naira. But because you've attended this, because my friend put this together and you've attended, you would not even have to spend 50% of 90,000. That means you would not even have to pay 45,000. Instead, you would get into the academy at just 30,999 Naira instead of 90,000. And that's a whopping 68% off. Aside that, you would get a complete refund assurance. This means that after 6 weeks, if you do not get resolved, after 6 weeks, if you have followed the lesson, you have done everything we need to do, and you do not get results, then we're going to completely refund your money. In addition to that refund and the 68% off, excuse me, you'd also get access to all of these bonuses. You get access to short pronunciation videos, 20 of them. I sell these videos as a bundle. I sell it at 20,000 Naira. You get access to my vocabulary development PDF. If you're here and you're always at a loss for word, you want to say something, that thing is in your mind, but you can't find the word to say it out. This PDF would help you. It's sold as 3,500 Naira. You'd also get my video on how to never be at a loss for word. When I did this video, Those that attended paid 7,500 naira. You'd also get my Know Your Silent Words ebook. Silent words is one of the powerful things you need to learn to help you speak better without sounding fake. And I sell the ebook for 2,500 naira. You'd also get my ebook on English punctuation marks. While I was reading your chat, I already realized a lot of you do not even know how to use the correct punctuation marks. You don't know the difference between I am learning and I'm learning. It's a C. This PDF will help you. It's valued 2,500 naira. You'd also get 100 commonly grammatical errors and their corrections, of course. I sell these at 5,500 naira. You get 10 commonly misused expressions and their corrections as well. I sell this for 3,000 naira. And of course, you would get how to earn more with your diction skill. Whatever you do, there is a way you showcase your diction skill that helps you to earn more. When I did this webinar, it was valued as 15,000 naira, but you're getting it for free. So you're getting all of these bonuses, which makes a total of 82,000 naira. But you're getting them for free. Plus, you're still getting the complete refund assurance. Remember, the standard cost of the 6 weeks Diction Master Academy is 90,000 naira. Plus, you're getting 82,000 naira bonuses. But because you're here tonight, you will get it for just 30,999 naira. Now, this is what some of our students that have enrolled in the academy, this is what some of them are saying. I have pieces from Kenya. And she said, I would like you to focus on those parts. She says, it was 2 weeks in training when I emerged the best speaker in a debate competition. While practicing, I heard your voice in my head, pronouncing those words correctly. You taught me that speaking right is not in the tone of my voice, but the proper pronunciation of the words. So the key thing here is you're not faking your accent. You're not sounding fake. This person says, I'm going a long way with my pronunciations by your help. By this point, where I didn't do well on my diction, I've benefited a lot. Honestly, I can't afford to lose your class for any reason. Let's read another person. This person says, her videos are so self-explanatory, easy to understand. All you need is follow her lead. The best thing I like in her trainings is she never leaves your hand until you become master. Great follow-up too, which is a very good virtue of a great teacher. There are lots and lots of testimonials, videos, testimonies. This is from a diction instructor who attended the 6-week Diction Master Academy, and she still has something to say. She said, amongst the course I enrolled in 2024, fluent speech happens to be one of the best. Oh, I should, is there a way I can move this up? Oh, okay. So there are lots of feedback, So interestingly, I have a special offer for the first 20 people who would enroll tonight. In case you don't know, we have people watching from YouTube as well. So the first 20 people to take action will get my massive discount. So if you're ready, get your phones ready as I reveal the payment proof. Once we get 20 people, if you pay the discounted people, we are going to refund your payment. This is the 6th Diction Master Academy is a highly sought after academy. And we do not like to take a lot of people because we need to attend to each person personally. So to avoid too much stress on our end and to make sure you have great experience, just the first 20 people tonight will get access to this massive discount. So if you're interested in improving your communication skills and being able to impress anyone, anywhere when you open your mouth to speak, and of course, attract opportunities that will change your life for better, then with just 20,999 naira, that's a whopping 87% off, you will get access to the 6 weeks Diction Mastery Academy. So here is the bank details to pay into. It will be sent to the WhatsApp group as well. Once you make your payment, whether you're on YouTube or you're on Zoom, once you make your payment, send your proof to the WhatsApp group. Once we get 20 people, The offer returns to 30,999 naira. So here is what you're getting for 20,999 naira. One, you're getting access to our e-learning platform. We update the e-learning platform every now and then. So even after the 6-week Diction Master Academy, you still have access to any update that is done. Maybe we had new lessons or we had more videos, you get access to it. On Saturdays, you have access to the Zoom session where you would have the opportunity to speak. I would hear you, I would give feedback on what you're doing well, what you're not doing well, what you need to improve on, what you don't need to improve more on, etc. Also, you get access to a certificate that is recognized nationwide. Let me tell you a short story about a certificate. Last year, a Muslim woman, she was in Atlanta, she attended a class with a child. In fact, some parents would enroll their children instead. She attended that class with the child. So after the class, they traveled with a group of other Muslim people to the UK. When they got there, all the children that went with them repeated their classes. They repeated their classes. It was just a daughter who didn't repeat her class. You know why? Because she was able to communicate effectively with the teachers and she was also able to understand what they're saying. And for the parent, the mother, one of the things that aid her to be able to get job opportunity early was because she could communicate well as well, and she has our certificate. So you can use a certificate in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. And you're getting all of this for just 20,999 naira. Another thing you would get is you would get personal feedback. Not many diction classes do this. I've attended numbers of diction classes. What they do is they send voice note or videos to the WhatsApp group. You listen and you practice on your own. Even when you send your voice note, many times they do not listen and give feedback. Very few people do that. That is another reason why the 6-week Diction Master Academy is different. Every day, Mondays to Friday, there is a lesson, and each lesson has a task. By 6 p.m., the instructor come online to listen to the task you have submitted and give personalized feedback. So she listens to your own voice note, give feedback to yours. She listens to another person, give feedback, on and on like that, which is why we do not take so many people in the academy. Another thing that the 6-week Diction Master Academy will do for you is it would help you to have access to our conversational discussion forum. That is done twice a month. What we do there is we understand that learning diction and mastering is great, yes. But of course, you also need to master. And for you to master, you need an environment that allows you to speak it, to use it, to get in the art. So we have a group where we do that. We talk about random things, trending things, via voice notes. And at the end, we give review of how you're fed while you are pronouncing your words. We also have an alumni group where everyone who have attended the 6-week Diction Master Academy are. We have had people from different parts of the world, UK, Kenya, South Africa. We have had over 1,000 people on the 6-week Diction Master Academy. And over 500 of them have got access because they have completed their course. So what we're trying to say here is the 6-week Diction Master Academy is a no-brainer. If you're here and you really want to improve your communication skills without sounding fake, such that you can impress anyone, anywhere, at any time, here is the account details to pay into. You're paying 20,999 naira. That is for the 20 people here. Afterwards, it goes to 30,999 naira. Now, one last thing is in the academy, in the alumni group, which comes with the academy, we have different people from different parts of the world. And we have opportunities in that group every day. There are job advertisements, there are fundraising, etc. So if this seems like something that you like, hop on the 6-week Diction Master Academy now at just 20,999 naira. If you have made your payment, you can send the chat here, or you send it to the group so that we can take note. Because once we get 20 people, the fee goes back to 30,999 naira. And the 20,999 naira still comes with the complete refund guarantee. It also comes with all the bonuses that I mentioned, worth 82,000 naira. Okay, so if you want to speak to impress anybody, anytime, anywhere, you need to register now to take advantage of the 87% off, plus the bonuses and complete refund if you don't become a confident and eloquent speaker in 6 weeks. So if you're here and somebody sent me a message, was it 2 days ago? He said, I am tired. I'm tired of my speaking. I need to work on it. I need a personal class. And we got talking. I got to know he's having his master's at the moment at Uni Lorry. So if you're here and you're trying to copy what other people are doing, I would say that your challenges haven't shown you enough shaking. If you have, you would take action. So let me go back to the questions. If you have questions around what we have learned or around the 6-week Diction Master Academy, please ask. According to a textbook, the glide sound, the paired vowels, are referred to as diphthongs. So my question is the diphthong another word for glide sounds? Many times we called diphthongs glide sound, just like we call the monophthongs pure vowels. So we call the diphthongs glide sounds as well. To pronounce words clearly, is it advisable to make use of the dictionary? Of course. I already mentioned that the letters of the alphabets are not phonetics in nature. So when you have letter A in the word like parent, it's sounding air, and you have letter A in a word like CAT, cat, and it's sounding R, and you have letter A in another word like was, it's sounding or. So if you see a word that you're not familiar with, would you say because it has letter A, you must sound it as ah? No. That's why you need to master the sounds. After mastering the sounds, that's when you can use the dictionary. If you have not mastered the sound, you cannot use the dictionary effectively. Are there other questions? Does the class start immediately after paying, or is there a fixed time? It starts immediately. It's an academy. Should you pay tonight, you get access to the e-learning platform tonight, and you start learning. But of course, if you do not pay tonight, you would not have access to the 20,999 naira fee again. Because after tonight, that fee goes to 30,999 naira. Any other question? I would like to end this session. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Some people have paid. Once we get 20 people, the fee goes back to 30,999 naira. Some people have paid. Once we get 20 people, the fee goes back to 30,999 naira. If you have any question about the academy or about what we have learned, please ask. So again, what will you get if you join the academy? First, you will start to learn immediately you join. You get access to the e-learning platform. Mondays to Fridays, you can learn anytime. You can learn at work, you can learn when you're at home, you can learn anytime, midnight, morning, anytime you can learn Mondays to Fridays. Saturdays, we meet via Zoom by 8. And when we meet, you have the opportunity to speak so that I can review what you've said, correct you. While you practice, the more you do that, the better you become. Mondays to Fridays, you also have lessons, assignments to submit by 6 p.m. every day, Mondays to Fridays. We listen to your task. We give feedback on what you did well, what you didn't do well, etc. And one good thing about the 6-week Diction Master Academy is even after the 6-week Diction Master Academy, you can keep joining the Zoom session. After the 6-week Diction Master Academy, you can keep joining the Zoom session. You can keep joining the Zoom session. And it comes with a certificate that is recognized everywhere. And the key here It's not just about learning, it is about mastering. So does the class start immediately after payment? Yes, it starts immediately after payment. Once you pay tonight, you get access to your class. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Until I come your way again, keep practicing what you've learned.